So next we're going to show you how to do pivot tables. So when you're doing pivot tables, it's up here in Insert and it's this section right here. And the thing you want to think about is your top part, your top bar is very important. You don't want any repeated words or it'll error out. Actually, it'll just do like a 1 or a 2 behind it if it's exact same word. But it will error out if you have any like numbers or weird symbols or anything like that. You also actually have to have some kind of naming convention at the top. It can't be a blank. So once you prepare your first set, then you can insert a pivot table. But if we look at this real quick, one of the things you want to think about is, hey, do I want to split these out to different columns? So like, for instance, here I have my participant number and then I have the paragraph where these quotes came from. So if I wanted to move those to a new column, there's this text to column delimiter that'll help you out. And you can use delimiter or you could do fixed width. These are all exactly the same. So fixed width, I'll do both. What it'll allow you to do is see you can move these around and like I can have everything, but see these semicolons would be right behind it. So if I wanted to remove the semicolons, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna do delimited. And this way you can go in and all I have to do is put those colons right here and see it removes it. So now I've got my participant number and then I have my paragraphs um, over in a separate area. And when I do finish, it's just going to move those over. But again, you can't have this as blank. So if I put, my paragraph number here or something like that, or whatever, however you want it to be, you just have to have something in that column header. So then if I go over here, I want my cursor to be in this first section here. And I'm going to go to Insert, and then I can do Insert from Table Range. And this will pop up, and it automatically tries to read in everything you've got. It did not pull in my column headers, and I do want my column headers in it. So this is how you select your range. If it went too far, you can just do a few of them. That's all fine. It automatically defaults to new worksheet, or you can do it as an existing worksheet. Like if I wanted to go select a worksheet, I could go here and I could select a worksheet. It's never recommended that you put multiple pivot tables into one sheet, and that's because the pivot tables, sometimes you want to expand them and they overlap and it'll error out when you overlap. It's actually easier if you put them over here, or it's even more recommended if you put them in a new sheet. So if we go over here and we just do new sheet, we can do this and it's going to pop in and create a new sheet when it does do that. This external, if I want to analyze different data tables and stuff like that, this is used when you've got multiple tables and you want to add this to it. This gets pretty advanced and most people rarely ever use that. So I wouldn't worry about the bottom section. So this automatically pops up. What you're going to have here is this filter area, and this is going to come up to the top, and you can do filters here, and this is if you've got multiple ones. Here, let's do code, and you can see that. So this is if you want to select multiple. That's actually the easiest if you do it this way. You can also move these around to columns, or you can go ahead and put everything in the row if you want to. And like I can put my participants here, like the number of participants that, talked about animosity and everything like this. This is going to give you your count. If you come over here, I'm just going to add these because I want to show you something real quick. So see how this is like tearing down? If you go over here to design, this tabular formula is actually going to put them in columns for you. You can go in here and you can right click and get rid of your totals if you want to do it this way. You just right click and remove your totals. Or you can come over here and you can say, sorry, right here, do not show me any totals or grand totals. Like I want to turn them all off for rows and columns. Like don't show me any, or rows only. So you can go in here and you can turn your like subtotals off and your grand totals off. But the two features that I always use is this tabular format and this repeat all. And like if we come over here and we put like, see how it's like that? So if I take F and I show it in outline form, then it comes in here, and see tabular format is nice and clean. So I always recommend doing tabular format, and I also recommend doing repeated rows. There is a trick if you do not do repeated rows. It's only good if this is like hard keyed text data. You can go in and you could do like your Shift F5 and like search for blank rows, and then copy paste the row above it, and then that fills these in. So here, I'll show you real quick. So if you do copy paste special value, and see, it removed all of your tabular, areas and your pivot tables and everything. But like if you had a huge long list and it had a bunch of blank stuff in it, what you can do is this special